Lucky Boys Podcast.
And it just hits different, man. Like when you're talking about like speaking things into existence and like having these important conversations, like I just realized like how much of myself like I was holding back. And being like Asian American, you know, first generation especially, it's like you kind of knew what your role was before you even had a chance to grow. You know, like before you even had a chance to learn about the world or like what your potential was, your parents kind of try to protect you from a lot of things, right? Giving you all these rules to follow. And sometimes those rules really aren't conducive to getting you the job you want, getting you the life you want when you get older, because you realize times have changed. So being Asian American, like, you know, you guys know my brothers, like we're way more outspoken than typical Asian Americans, but like those are things where like now I'm realizing in adulthood, like I got to unlearn a lot of shit that I've learned in the past because they weren't rules that I really put for myself. It was rules that other people did. So once I started realizing this, like, man, I got self-limiting beliefs about my work potential, about money, about life and stuff in general. Once you start realizing that, you realize and you look back at your life, how many decisions you made based off of that and where you're at now. So what's going to happen in the future? Like, what do you want to be known for? What's your purpose? Like, never growing up, my mom and dad ever thought, like, you know, what's your purpose? Like, what do you want to do in this life? It's like, you're going to be an accountant.
Those conversations were never had. Yeah. Like those neurons never like sparked any, you know, those neurons that were never created in your brain. When you have those conversations, you actually create these different like thought processes, and then that leads you to that path.
Yeah.
And that's why I realized like having conversations, like if you don't have, like let's say you had a financial goal and you don't have conversations with people who are actually at that level, like millionaires, billionaires, you will never actually, you know, realize that the potential that you have the potential to get there as well. It's just that a lot of the times it is like the mindset, the thought processes, they have to change. And a lot of it is from your upbringing.
And then it's your circle too. Like, you know, your circle is going to be very similar to your upbringing because everyone kind of grew up with similar friends. And, you know, when that hit strung a bell with me, when you're like, yo, strung a chord, it's like you have these goals and you tell your boys and your boys like, yo, man, like chill out, dude. Yo, Andy's being real ambitious right now. And I think it's like the more you try to be risk averse, you realize that's really risky, right? Like, think about life. No one's going to get out of here alive. So like, why not do something crazy? Why not try to like, when you look back at life, I just want to be like, man, I wish I would have done that. Like, I don't want to be that dude. And I want to be that guy that's like, yo, remember when I tried that stupid shit? Well, it worked. Or like, remember when I tried that stupid shit? It didn't work, but it was a good time. Like, you know, you want to be able to be the person that kind of took those jumps, because if you don't, then you're just wasting life.
That plays a huge part into feeling personally fulfilled, which leads to happiness or inner peace, right? I think a lot of us choose the safe route. I know so many people, and you mentioned Asian American, a lot of it's, yes, if we're first generation, and this may not apply to the third, fourth, fifth generation because their parents can speak English, their grandparents can speak English. That's a huge advantage, by the way, because they speak English. It's something about speaking the language that gives you an antenna. It allows you to understand the culture better, right? So having parents that had to learn how to speak English, very broken, by the way, and they're going to teach you what worked for them in their position in life, in their environment. And like you said, those are not really transferable skills. Some of them are. They're extremely valuable, which is be hardworking, right? Stay focused and just study hard, whatever. Just focus on this thing and just keep pressing on it hard. Just drill down on it consistently, fearlessly. Just attack it. Stick with what you know. And then there's the other side that doesn't work. Be safe. Stay miles away from risk, from harm. Trust no one. If there's something that goes on, run away from the pain. Run away from it. Play it safe. Be quiet. Don't be confrontational. Yeah. Don't speak up, right? And those are some of the things that I think can be destructive inside, because that creates a person with low confidence. And I think a lot of it, in order to find yourself, you need to hear yourself outside of your own thoughts. I'll say it again. In order to find yourself, you need to hear yourself outside your own thoughts. You need to have conversations with people to explore your ideas and hear yourself say like, oh, wait, that actually sounded kind of stupid. Or, okay, I like the way that sounded, and I like the way it sounded with your ideas. Let me think about that for a second. And then you explore who you really are. It's a journey. But if all of this just goes on in your mind, then how can you really know yourself? Right? How can you really know yourself if you're not confident enough to share it with everyone else?
Lucky Boys Podcast.